Greetings to all and sundry. This is Charlton, North Wales. Time for another update on what's been going on, what's been happening here in the man cave, or I sometimes call it Chamber of the Horned Rat. But anyway, so projects. As many of you know, I had fun with the C45. This really proved to be a fun little project, doing it in civilian markings. Shame I couldn't get the tail stripes right, which is a bit frustrating, but it was nice to be able to convert it with the Astrodome here. And this was a build from this was a weekend build for a kit that I got from Revel Models, the PM model kit, and I had a lot of fun with this. Rather than it being a project that drags out, I just wanted to build it quickly, neatly, and the markings are a little bit what if, because I couldn't find the correct US registration and didn't have the letters in the space box to make it up so they look neat. So I just used what I had from an available Czech registration. It looks okay, it looks like what it's supposed to be, so reasonably happy with this. And that was a fun little build for the August bank holiday. So what's currently been on the bench? I have got here the A model Rutten Voyager. That's what I'm currently working on. Trying to get this done relatively quick, and it's now just at the stage where it needs painting. I'm going to be doing this on a flying stand, because this is an aircraft that really does look like it needs to be in a flying position. And yes, I have tried to build it with a little bit of an upward kink in the wings, because most photos of it show it a bit like that. So certainly, move back a little bit, you can see this being, back in '87, the first aircraft to fly around the world without refueling, be it landing or air-to-air refueling. And it is a fascinating subject. It's nice to build something that is whose wingspan is so wide relative to its the length of its fuselage and even its sponsons. And I also rather like the fact that it is, and looking at the photos, deliberately asymmetric, ever so slightly on the sponsons, with that one being slightly longer than the other one. So that wasn't an error in the kit. It does appear to be a feature of the aircraft. Now I know that Dick Rutten, who did the design work, one of his areas was asymmetric design, and he came up with a number of aircraft with that sort of configuration with his company scaled composites. And it's interesting to see how it creeps in just a little bit here, very subtly, but it's there. So proving, yeah, hasn't got all the A model issues, but it's proving to be a fun kit, and I'll be putting it on a display base. There's fore and aft props on it, and they will be replaced by like a spinning clear disc and a prop spinner in the center, because I'd like to have it in a flying pose. So yes, having fun with it, trying to get it done relatively quickly, because I want October clear for other work in the lead up to Telford. That's something I'm going to admit to. I watch a lot of modelling vids, maybe less than I sometimes feel I should. I get distracted by too many things. And there's been lately quite a lot of reviews of the Airfix Mossy, and I was in Chester last week. Those who know me and follow me on Facebook will know which event we were at, supporting Chester Pride. But also, of course, if you're in Chester, you're going to stick your nose in Chester Model Centre. So I got this, the new Airfix Mossy kit, and it's rather bemusing for me that Airfix's latest releases, their Beaufort, Beaufighter, their latest Coastal Command Wellington, I've been buying them. I like the subjects, I can't help it. And after that millennium, it was just such a nice kit to build. And I've got to start with the current scope of projects that we're doing and the World War II, getting the World War II build done and stuff like that. Once that's out of the way, who knows, you're going to probably start seeing more airfield dioramas, which I'm having a lot of fun with. So this is recent purchase from the Airfix Chester Model Centre. And of course, you look at it, admire the sprues, and it does look like a gorgeous kit, and all hats off to Airfix. Don't know when it's going to be built, guys. I may end up buying a second airfield set and refueling set, because I've got the Wellington, I've got the Whitley, I've got the Beaufort, the Beaufighter, all to be like done at some stage, and I do rather like doing the airfield dioramas, I won't deny that. The other thing today, I did also get a chance to pop back to Rutland Models, and invariably succumbed to a temptation and picked up the Revel Eurocopter EC145, and I rather like it. It's in these EU markings with the in variety we are in agreement Concordia, and I do rather like this. It has a nice EU markings with the EU flag, and of course I'm not going to turn down, I couldn't resist a kit like that with a variety of tail markings as well for the nations of the European Union, and one that should be in it as well. So anyway, a nice little find, looks like a good kit. I like the fact that Revel are certainly upping the game on their instructions. It's as if they don't want to get left behind by Airfix, and we're now getting Revel instruction sheets like this. Now, I'm used to the old, rather dodgily printed Revel paper ones, just to see a 1/72 scale sheet. Instructions like this from Revel, all credit to them. I know you guys who build more Revel kits, who build more mainstream kits than I do, will be familiar with these. For me, it was a pleasant surprise that I did like seeing. Credit to Revel. I think that they have been responding to Airfix upping their game. So even for a 10 quid kit, they seem to be improving what they do. So, bit behind on this World War II diorama. Once I got the figures painted, I needed to do something else. I was feeling bogged down. I did the speed build on the Beach C45, and slowed down on this because I just don't have, I'm currently getting ready to lecture again, and just don't have the weekday hours, particularly in the evenings, to throw at this. But it's coming along quite nicely, and I'm reasonably happy with it. As I say, if I can get it done this week, I will do so. I've got a few extra days booked off this week, so I'm planning to go into work and carry on working on my writing and teaching prep and that side, and then I'll have the evenings freer to bang off some to throw into this and get it finished. Just been to the Wrexham food fair, and I'm afraid all that fresh air, when I normally seem to be living in my second man cave, which is at work, where I'm surrounded by rather modelling gear, by measurement gear, and sometimes bits of actual aircraft. I'm now in surrounded by bits of little aeroplanes. But it still sometimes feels like I go from one man cave to another. Having a lot of fun on the modelling bench at present. Really, yeah, I'm enjoying this rutton. I have to say that. I love aircraft like this. I'm going to say, guys, for those of you who also know me on the Pure Flight modelling group, been brilliant seeing the builds, the projects that people have been building on there. So if you do like your civil and especially civilian aircraft, the aerobatics types, the world record beaters, stuff like this, your Cessnas, your Pipers, your Bumblebees, it's a group for you. There's so much military stuff out there that sometimes I just find it a little bit, not necessarily grating, but as I get older, I think I feel more at ease with subjects that just are about this, with a less aggressive edge to them. Still means I still love building military model aircraft as well, but I don't know. I think I'm just finding myself more at ease with peaceful wings, maybe. But I'm enjoying these, and I suppose now when I go to model shops, I'm also keeping my eyes out for the civilian subjects. And I know come Telford, I will certainly be looking for gliders, sports aircraft, and they don't have to be Russian or Eastern European. That's what I'm going to be looking for in 172nd, just to boost the stash on those. Because I feel so much surrounded by the military subjects. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop building military subjects, but it's fun. It's nice to have that contrast. I suppose all of us in our modelling careers, we do sort of evolve, move into different genres, and maybe this is where my genre is shifting as well, slightly. Many of you know me, it's always been something I've built from time to time. It's something I say the kits I'm looking out for, and now more than that line. Partly that I've hit so many of my bases with the Russian modelling, representation of every single MiG type, post-war MiG out there. My ranks of Sukhois are filling quite nicely, and with the stuff I got in the stash, it's, yeah, I still love to build a TU-95 and a TU-144, the Blackjack. But after those two are done, there's a sense of, and a few like a Cub. I've got the Koch AN2, bloody name, the AN2 biplane. I've got 3 kits of those to build. A couple will be built in civilian markings and 1 in military. As I'm getting through these, my Russian collection is moving along very well, and the ranks of those shells are filling up nicely. I'm going to have to add more shells in, and it's opening the door for me personally for other modelling subjects, and I'm having fun with it as well. I've been having fun following all the vids out there, builds. There seems to be another pulse of new channels, and I really do need to do another update vid about people I've been following and spotting and new on the scene and shout outs and that lot, and I know I've fallen a bit behind there, but there's been some brilliant work out here, guys, and it's from you lot that I'm buying the Airfix kits by watching your vids, your unboxings, and some of the brilliant builds you've been doing on Airfix's later releases. And let's face it, they go together beautifully. They are a pleasure to build. And the other thing for me on the Bomber Command is back in, it would have been in 76, I remember, in school, I found a book, it was RAF Bomber Command, and I think it was the first aviation book that really just made me sit up and look and think like, wow. And it was full of the colour plate drawings of Hamdens, Whitleys, Lancasters, Halifaxes, and the background stories, and it still sticks in my mind. I mean, I can even picture the library where I found it. And so when I go back to these types, it conjures up for me the early years of my love of aviation and what brought me into it. And especially aircraft like the Wellington. I will buy another Wellington kit as well. I've got the Coastal Command one here, because of the connection where I work with them having been built at Broughton, and Mossy's also were assembled at Broughton, and I found photographs showing the our fuselage of a Beaufighter in there as well. And de Havilland Hornet Chipmunk, that's another one I need to get. The de Havilland Chipmunk partly was another aircraft built at Broughton. And the de Havilland Heron. That I have here was another aircraft that rolled off the line at Broughton. And so maybe that's another avenue. As I said, I know that Mosquitoes and de Havilland Hornets were assembled there, especially Hornets, and also all the Vampire, Venom, Vixen were built, and the HS125, so it's got a heck of a... And I think over time, hopefully time won't catch up with me too soon before I've managed to build quite a few more of the aircraft that rolled off the line at Broughton. So that's really where we're up to. Guys, keep on putting the vids out there. Maybe I don't watch as many as I should do because I watch so many other things as well. I have stuff in the background. And for now, guys, this is Chancellor North Wales signing out.